SolveYourTech.com, your source for how-to guides and tutorials.
Welcome to our video about 5 Safari settings to change on an iPhone. If this guide helps you out, then please consider subscribing and liking this video. The first setting that we're going to discuss is called Preload Top Hit. What this does is automatically load the first search result for a search term that you enter into the address bar in Safari. While this can be helpful if you often choose that first search result, as it will make that page load faster, only something like 30% of people actually click that first result. So if you aren't often using it, then you could be needlessly wasting data and battery life. You can turn off the Preload Top Hit option by opening Settings. You can then scroll down and select Safari. And then you can scroll down again and find the Preload Top Hit option in the search section. So now you just need to tap the button to the right of that to turn it off, and now your iPhone is no longer going to automatically load that first search result. The second Safari setting that we're going to discuss is the layout of the start page. This is the data that you see when you create a new tab in Safari. So if you open Safari, tap the Tabs button at the bottom right corner of the screen, and then touch the plus button at the bottom left, then this is the start page. Depending on your current settings, there might be a lot of different sections here, some of which you may not actually want to see every time you create a new tab. So if you would like to remove some of these sections, then you can scroll to the bottom of the start page, select the Edit option, and then you can tap the button to the right of each section that you no longer wish to appear here. For example, if you don't want to see pages that you've frequently visited, you could turn that off, or you could turn off Siri suggestions or recently closed tabs. And once you're done customizing this to your liking, then you can just exit out of here, and you'll see that the start page layout has changed based on the selections that you just made. Another Safari setting that we're going to discuss is the default search engine. If you open up Safari and then tap inside of the address bar and type a search term, then that search term is going to get run through whatever search engine is currently set as your default. In a lot of cases, this is going to be Google, but you might prefer to use Bing or something else. You can change the default search engine by opening Settings, scrolling down, and selecting the Safari option, and then you can choose the Search Engine option under Search, and then you can choose from one of the search engine options that's listed there. So if I wanted to use DuckDuckGo instead of Google, then I could do that, and if I go back and type a search term into the address bar again, then that search term is going to be run through the new selection that I just made, which is going to be DuckDuckGo. Another Safari setting that you can adjust is the default browser. If you've downloaded another web browser like Chrome or Firefox, then you might have inadvertently switched that to be the default browser. If you like that, then this isn't really going to be a problem, but if you would prefer to use Safari as the default browser for when you click links in messages or emails, then you can switch the default browser back to Safari by opening Settings, scrolling down, and selecting the Safari option, and then you can touch the default browser app button, and then you can choose Safari or another browser app from this menu. Now, if you switch it to Safari, then you're going to go back and that default browser option is going to be gone. So if you wanted to then switch it to something like Chrome or Firefox, then you can go back to the main settings menu, scroll down and select that browser, and then you can choose the default browser app option there, and then choose the browser that you want to use instead. One other Safari setting that you might want to adjust involves the way that Safari manages your tabs. If you've noticed that Safari is automatically closing out your tabs and it's happening too frequently, or if you have way too many tabs open and you would actually like Safari to manage them, then you can change this behavior. You can do this by opening Settings. You can then scroll down and select Safari, and then you can scroll down again and find the Close Tabs option. Now, I had this set to manually, which means that Safari is never going to close my tabs, but if I would like them to close tabs that have been open for a week, then I could choose that, or a month, I could choose that. So basically, you can just select whether you would like Safari to close your tabs automatically and how often you would like it to do that. I'm going to switch it back to manually because I like to have control over what tabs are open on my phone.
Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel to see more tech guides like this one. For additional information on this topic and to read the entire article, Click the link in the description to visit solveyourtech.com.